We kick things off in the Champions League semi-final second leg that saw Manchester City in the end beat PSG comfortably by 2-0, 3 or 4-1 on aggregate to book a place in the club's first ever Champions League final. Craig, so much to talk about from this game. Let's just start overall. City a class above.
Start with that graphic. Where did PSG's 14 shots and it come from? I mean, it was one or two. Ederson wasn't exactly super busy. There was a Marquinhos off the bar in the first half. So really most of them were from distance or blocked by the excellent Ruben Dias. But where should we start? I think several factors came into play for the team that's going to go through. Man City was the lack of Mbappe. Clearly, that's stating the obvious. So that threat was gone. So you could worry more if you were a City player. You didn't have to worry as much about Icardi, and you could concentrate more on Di Maria and Neymar. You didn't have that threat in behind that you had in the first leg because Icardi's not going to outrun you. Then there was the clear lack of discipline in both games. Idrissa Gueye, horrendous challenge in Paris. And then Angel Di Maria, who took the bait to probably some goading or, you know, a little bit of a touch by Fernandinho off the pitch, and then a clear stamp. I mean, it's just crazy. And they just completely lost the plot after that. And then on top of that, apart from 40 minutes in Paris, it was probably the biggest factor was the sheer brilliance after that 40 minutes where they were like a fighter on the ropes, getting knocked around, and we were watching it, we were going, I'd say they're looking flustered here, City. To come back and play and respond after that, wasn't a hiding, but it was a bit of a lesson in Paris early on. To come back and play the remainder of the tie in the way in which they did was absolute class.
Jürgen, you take a look at Manchester City and how they have evolved over the years. That was kind of nicely epitomised, I thought, by today's performance because it was complete in almost every way.
Yeah, it was a huge moment, obviously, for Manchester City. It's coming a long way. It's coming over the last couple of years when Pep Guardiola really kind of started to build this puzzle. He engineered one piece at a time. And I think in the second half then, after obviously Di Maria's then red card, it all fell into place. They totally deserved to go to Istanbul for the Champions League final, the first time ever. It's a tremendous good team. It's a team performance where every kind of piece fits into the next piece. Defensively, very, very strong. Ruben Dias played an outstanding game there in the center of the defensive line. And then you have a midfield with Gundogan, Fernandinho, Silva. Sometimes it's Rodri and then Fernandinho is out, but they just kind of know each other so well. And then the front line. Look at this, what Mahrez did today. And Foden, I mean, he's just a continuous threat. And then you have De Bruyne, one of the best players in the world. So everything kind of falls into place right now for Manchester City. You got to give them a huge, huge compliment. And for Paris Saint-Germain, it's a little bit sad because, you know, they tried hard the first half an hour. If Marquinhos makes that goal happen, you know, you hit the crossbar with his header, maybe we have a different game. But then after the second goal, they gave up. It was all done, and Man City really deserves to play this final.
It was a little predictable, I suppose, unfortunately, from a PSG side, in the fact that history repeated themselves as it did in the first leg. They clearly lost their heads, Frank.
Yeah, that's what it is. When you see them after 2-0, you can feel that some players going to lose their temper, and we're going to see something that we saw, and we saw too many times the past season when they knew that they were out of the game. And that's beautiful because there is a standard for the club. You have to keep in mind that if in football everything is possible, and even if you're losing 2-0, maybe something can happen and you can come back into the game, even if it was difficult. I mean, they faced a team, for me, especially the second leg, where you could feel that they were very sure on their game, on what they wanted to achieve. Manchester City knew how to play, knew how to cope with the situation, even if Paris Saint-Germain had the game in hand, let's say the first 30 minutes. But after, you could see that they were really ready to react. And especially the second goal, when Pochettino put two offensive players to try something, maybe the last option, And I felt like a minute after they would Manchester City would score, and it's exactly what happened. That's a team who knows and has the experience and knows surely their football. And it's what they did today. They showed to Paris Saint-Germain that they were sure of their football. That's the difference between them and the Paris Saint-Germain.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.